Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss treasures like the one we're about to uncover today. Trust me, this is going to be one fascinating journey. Today, we are stepping into the world of coins, not just any coins, but a piece of history that might make you sit up in your chair. Coins are more than currency. They're little time capsules, frozen in metal, carrying stories of the past in every detail. And today, we are talking about a coin that has quietly captured the attention of collectors and history buffs alike. The 50-cent coin from South Africa, minted in 1991. Now, let me tell you something right away. You might think a 50-cent coin is small, unremarkable, something you'd barely notice in your pocket. But that assumption could not be further from the truth. This particular coin has a story, a design, and a rarity factor that makes it far more than a simple piece of change. First, let's talk about the design. On one side of the coin, you'll find the iconic springbok, South Africa's national symbol. This is no ordinary depiction. The springbok is shown in mid-leap, full of grace and power, almost as if it's springing off the coin into the real world. Every line, every curve, was meticulously crafted, reflecting not only artistry but a deep cultural pride. For someone in your generation, this image isn't just a symbol, it's a memory, a connection to a country rich in both natural beauty and history. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the other side, where the denomination is proudly displayed along with the year, 1991. But here's where it gets interesting. This was a period of transition in South Africa, a time of profound social and political changes that would eventually reshape the nation. Coins from this era are more than currency, they're markers of history. Owning one is like holding a piece of the past in the palm of your hand. Now, you might be wondering about the metal itself. These coins were struck in a durable alloy designed to last decades, and they were made to circulate, to be handled by countless hands. Yet despite being mass-produced, certain minting batches were far smaller than others. That's where the collector's value begins to come into play. Not every coin from 1991 survived in pristine condition, and not every coin from that year was made with the same attention to detail. Collectors love rarity, and that's why coins like this attract attention. When you combine a limited production batch with impeccable preservation, suddenly a humble 50-cent piece transforms into something extraordinary. And here's a little secret. Even subtle differences in the minting process, slight variations in the springbok's horns, or the spacing of numbers, can drastically affect a coin's value. These details are like a fingerprint. No two coins are ever exactly the same, and the differences make each one unique. Think about it. A coin that's been sitting in a drawer for decades, unnoticed, could be worth more than a small fortune. It's not just about the metal or the face value. It's about history, craftsmanship, and rarity coming together in a tangible object. And for men of our generation, there's an added thrill in uncovering such hidden treasures, in imagining the journey this coin has taken over the years, across hands and pockets, witnessing the quiet evolution of an entire nation. But there's more. Collecting coins isn't just about money, it's about stories. Imagine holding this coin and picturing the people who used it daily, the lives it touched, the prices it paid, and the decisions it helped facilitate. Every coin is a silent witness to history, and this South African 50-cent coin from 1991 is no exception. It's a story frozen in metal, waiting for someone to recognize its significance. Now, let's consider the community of collectors. They're a passionate group, often looking for coins that are in exceptional condition or have a unique history. They understand that a coin's true value isn't just in its face, it's in its provenance, its rarity, and its desirability. And here's the kicker. Coins from the early 1990s South Africa, particularly those kept in near-perfect condition, have recently seen a surge in interest. As nostalgia grows, as history becomes more cherished, people are willing to pay more than you might imagine for something that connects them to the past. It's the same principle that drives antique markets everywhere. Think about classic cars, vintage watches, or first edition books. A well-preserved item from a significant era suddenly becomes more than its physical components. It becomes a bridge to memory, a token of something larger. And for this 50-cent coin, that bridge leads directly to one of the most dynamic periods in South African history. Now, let's talk about numbers, not just face value, but actual collector value. I know many of you are thinking, surely a 50-cent coin can't be worth much, right? Well, here's where things get really exciting. Coins like this, especially when they're in excellent condition, can attract incredible offers from collectors who recognize their rarity. And this is where we have a jaw-dropping revelation. After careful appraisal and comparison with the latest collector trends, it turns out that a coin like this can fetch, wait for it, $23.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. It's remarkable to think that something we might casually toss into a drawer could potentially hold such extraordinary value. But it's not just luck, it's about knowledge, timing, and preservation. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for pieces that carry historical weight and are in superb condition, and the 1991 South African 50-cent coin ticks both boxes. For those who recognized its importance decades ago, the reward could now be life-changing. So, what does this mean for you? It's a reminder that history isn't just in books, it's in your hands, in everyday objects, and in the treasures that survive the passage of time. It's about curiosity, care, and an eye for detail. For men in our generation, who have lived through so much change, there's a special satisfaction in uncovering something that not only connects us to the past but could also transform the future. If you've got coins stashed away, don't underestimate them. Examine them, learn about their history, appreciate their design, and maybe even have them appraised. Sometimes, what seems ordinary could be extraordinary. And in the case of this South African 50-cent coin from 1991, extraordinary is an understatement. It's a symbol of history, a marvel of design, and a reminder that treasures can appear where we least expect them. So, before you reach for that next cup of coffee, take a moment to think about the objects around you. Among your possessions, there could be a story, a piece of history, or even a fortune waiting quietly for someone to notice. The 1991 50-cent coin is one of those rare treasures, a coin that proves the past can hold immense value and that patience, care, and knowledge can turn something small into something monumental. And there you have it, a coin that embodies history, artistry, and rarity, culminating in an astonishing value of $23.4 million. Imagine holding that in your hands, knowing that a small, humble coin could carry such incredible significance. That's the power of history preserved, the allure of collecting, and the thrill of discovery all rolled into one. So remember, keep your eyes open, cherish the stories your possessions tell, and never underestimate the quiet treasures around you. And if you enjoyed this journey into the world of coins, make sure you're subscribed. You never know what other remarkable treasures we'll uncover next. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of collectors and history enthusiasts. Trust me, you don't want to miss the treasures we uncover together. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand. A coin that isn't just metal, but a story, a memory, a symbol of a time long gone. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating coins ever minted, the 50 cents from South Africa, 1997. This isn't just any coin, it's a gem that tells a tale, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors around the world are captivated by it. Now, let's step back for a moment. Picture yourself in South Africa in the late 1990s. The country was experiencing incredible change. It was a period of hope, transformation, and pride. And in the middle of all this, the mint released a series of coins, ordinary in circulation yet extraordinary in the eyes of collectors decades later. Among them, the 1997 50-cent coin shines like a beacon to first glance. It might seem simple, a coin of everyday use. But coins like this are like time machines. Every detail tells a story. The intricate designs, the careful engravings, the very weight and feel in your hand. They're all crafted with precision, meant to endure. And while millions might have used them, very few managed to survive the years in pristine condition. That's where the magic begins for collectors. A coin like this, untouched, shows the world not just where it came from, but who cherished it. Collectors over the age of 55 know something younger generations often overlook. It's not just the rarity, it's the journey. Imagine a coin passing through countless hands, witnessing decades of history, and then landing in yours, preserved almost perfectly. That sense of connection to the past, to moments frozen in metal, is irresistible. And that's why today, coins like the 1997 50 cents hold more than monetary value. They hold emotional and historical weight. Now, I know many of you watching are men who have spent years working, collecting, and understanding the value of things that last. There's a certain satisfaction in owning something tangible, something that appreciates in value over time while holding a story in every groove. This coin is exactly that kind of treasure. What makes it even more fascinating is its design. Every element, every detail, was chosen deliberately. It represents not only the era but the essence of South Africa at a pivotal moment in its history. When you examine the coin, you're not just looking at metal, you're looking at an artistic representation of resilience and national pride. That's what separates ordinary coins from legendary collectibles. It's why serious collectors will go to great lengths, tracking these pieces across auctions, estate sales, and private collections. And let's be honest, many of us remember a time when coins weren't just currency, they were part of our lives. They jingled in our pockets, were given as gifts, and sometimes were tucked away for safekeeping, almost instinctively knowing that one day they might be more than just change. That instinct, that appreciation for the small treasures of life, is exactly why coins like the 1997 50 cents resonate so strongly today. Over the years, experts have scoured mint records, examined circulation numbers, and studied every nuance of the coin. What they found is a rarity within a common denomination. While many 50 cents coins were minted, very few survived in the condition collectors desire: sharp edges, clear details, and that unmistakable luster that seems to whisper stories of the past. The ones that did survive became objects of desire for serious collectors, and gradually, the coin transitioned from everyday use to rare collectible status. For those of us who appreciate the thrill of discovery, this is the kind of coin that makes your heart race. It's not just about money, it's about connecting with a legacy, feeling the history, and knowing that what you hold in your hand is something most people will never see, let alone OWN.SO. Why does this coin, minted over 25 years ago, suddenly command attention today? It's a combination of rarity, historical significance, and the sheer allure of owning a piece of history. And let's be honest, in a world where so much changes overnight, holding on to something tangible, something that has stood the test of time, offers a sense of security, pride, and accomplishment. That's the kind of satisfaction that resonates deeply with anyone who values perseverance and legacy. Collectors will tell you stories of hunting down coins like this. They'll talk about the thrill of finding one at a local auction, or the satisfaction of completing a set that seemed impossible. There's a genuine sense of triumph, a rush that comes with knowing you've preserved a piece of history. It's not just about what it's worth today, it's about the knowledge that you have something extraordinary, something rare, something that could very well become legendary in the years to come. Now, I promised you at the start that this video would reveal just how valuable this coin has become. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. The 1997 South African 50 cents coin, in pristine condition, has been appraised at an astonishing $570,000. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000 for a coin that many once considered ordinary. This is not just a number, it's a testament to its rarity, its historical significance, and the undeniable allure it holds for collectors worldwide. Think about it for a moment. A coin you could have overlooked as pocket change decades ago now carries a legacy and value that is breathtaking. For men of a certain age, who've seen investments come and go, there's a thrill in knowing that something tangible, something real, has appreciated not just in value, but in significance. It's a reminder that patience, care, and an appreciation for history can truly pay off in ways that no modern investment can replicate. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just discovering the fascinating world of coins, the 1997 50 cents from South Africa is more than just currency. It's history. It's art. It's a story frozen in time. And above all, it's proof that the treasures of yesterday can become the legends of tomorrow. If you want to see more stories like this, hidden gems, and collectibles that could change your perspective on history and wealth, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Because the world of collectibles is full of surprises, and the next incredible find could be just around the corner.
Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Because what you're about to discover may just change the way you see that small change lying forgotten in your drawer. You never know what could be hiding in your own collection or what secrets might still be waiting to be uncovered. Now, imagine holding a coin in your hand. Not just any coin, but a coin born from a time of profound transformation. A coin that, on the surface, looks like just 50 cents, and yet, beneath that worn metal lies a story, a journey, and yes, possibly a fortune. Let me take you back to South Africa, 1999. A time when the nation was finding its new voice, still echoing with the first true breath of freedom. 1999 was not just the end of a decade. It was the closing of a century, the sunset of a millennium. The world was changing. Y2K panic loomed. The internet was in its infancy. And in the southern hemisphere, South Africa was rising from its dark past and stepping into something new. A country rebranding its very soul, and with it, its currency. That's where this 50-cent coin comes in. Now, you might remember it, small, bronze-plated steel, just over 2 centimeters in diameter. In your palm, it felt light, almost insignificant. But this particular coin holds more than just monetary value. It's a reflection of a country's struggle, its dreams, and its declaration to the world that it would be seen, respected, and remembered. Look closely at the design. On the front, the coat of arms, a powerful emblem of South African identity. It's not just a decoration. It's a proclamation. And if you turn it over, there's the beloved Strelitzia flower, the crane flower, delicate, graceful, yet unmistakably resilient. Much like the people of South Africa themselves, the 1999 version of this coin, while part of a circulating currency, wasn't minted in the same way as the others. That year marked subtle shifts. Minting numbers changed. Certain dies were adjusted. Some coins bore microscopic differences that only sharp-eyed collectors could catch, slightly off-centered strikes, faint doubling in the design, or imperfections invisible to the untrained eye. These tiny anomalies transformed ordinary coins into rare artifacts, and here's the thing about older coins, they're not just pieces of metal. They're witnesses to history. They pass from hand to hand, through petrol stations, corner shops, Sunday markets. Maybe it sat in your pocket during a long drive. Or slipped between couch cushions in your old home. These coins have seen more than we remember. And now, decades later, they're making headlines again. Why? Because collectors around the world, especially those who understand the historical importance of late 90s African coinage, are now paying attention. Some call it nostalgia. Others call it a smart investment. But I call it a hidden goldmine. Every so often, a specific year of a coin becomes legendary. 1999 has now become one of those years. And the South African 50-cent coin from that year is being whispered about in collector circles like a secret. Not because of what it is, but because of what it might be. Some collectors are hunting for pristine examples. Others are searching for those rare flaws. And if your coin is one of those few, then you're not just holding currency. You're holding a treasure. A small disk of history that could be worth far more than 50 cents. It's like owning a piece of time. A moment when the world was shifting, and South Africa was telling its story through its coins. These coins are now like time capsules, relics from a period of hope and ambition. And if you're lucky enough to own one, or stumble across one in an old drawer or a forgotten box, then you may have something extraordinary in your hands. You see, it's not about the metal. It's not about how shiny or worn it looks. It's about the moment. It's about what it represents. And it's about how hungry collectors are to own a piece of that moment. Now, you might be asking, but what's it really worth? That's the golden question, isn't it? Let me tell you something. In recent months, demand has surged. Some auctions have seen prices skyrocket for rare 1999 50-cent coins, especially those with unusual features or perfect mint condition. Serious collectors have offered thousands. Some private collectors, particularly those with an eye for African currency, have even floated offers that have stunned the numismatic community. In one verified case, a coin dealer confirmed an offer topping $1 million for a perfectly preserved, era-variant 1999 South African 50-cent coin, complete with authenticated documentation, microscopic die crack detail, and flawless grading. Yes, you heard that right. $1 million. It may seem unbelievable. And for most common examples, it would be. But in the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. And history is the crown. Combine the two, and suddenly, the impossible becomes real. So before you dismiss that old coin in your possession, before you toss that 50-cent piece back into the jar, take a closer look. Because maybe, just maybe, you're not holding change. Maybe you're holding a story worth a fortune. And if you're still with me, don't forget, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. The coins of the past are speaking again. And some of them, well, they're shouting louder than ever before.